Today is not simply the conclusion of a business forum, it's a statement of intent. A statement that Kenya and Tanzania are on the move. Because when Kenya and Tanzania move together, East Africa moves together. Together, economies now exceed $200 billion US. Together, we anchor a regional market of more than 300 million people. Together, we represent one of the most promising economic frontiers in the world. With this enormous opportunity, we are reducing much of the African trade leaving Africa before value is created in Africa by continually making it easier for our businesses to trade and invest within Africa, and more specific in our two countries, so we create the needed jobs for the 60% of the world youth that call Africa home, and provide revenue for our governments to provide services, especially education, health, and security, which many are seeking out of the continent. Most of the rest can be done by the private sector, as you've heard. Over the last 5 years, since the last state visit to Kenya, where KEPSA and TPS serve as the apex bodies of business in our respective countries, bringing together local and foreign associations and corporates, we presented the communique of the Business Forum then. We have seen undeniable progress. More than 500 Kenyan businesses have invested over $1.7 billion in Tanzania. Tanzania investors are making major unprecedented investments into Kenya's manufacturing, energy, logistics, petroleum, media, and capital markets, amounting to over $334.6 million and growing. Banks are expanding, manufacturers are scaling, investors are crossing borders with confidence. This is not theory, this is integration already happening in real time. And it proves an important point. The private sector no longer thinking country by country, it's thinking regionally. East Africa is becoming one market, one production base, one growth story. We commend both governments for the political will that has enabled this progress. When leadership intervened to resolve trade disputes, businesses responded immediately. Trade increased, investment accelerated, jobs were created. That lesson is clear. When governments move decisively, as we've heard, economies move rapidly, and we realize the ambitions of creating a common market, that a single EAC commercial system, as has been said, that guarantees East Africans the true freedoms of movements of goods, services, labor, and capital. Your Excellencies, the partnership between the private sector in both countries has also matured significantly. What began has evolved into coordinated action. We've seen faster resolution of trade disputes, stronger public-private engagement, and in Kenya, our presidential roundtables are the hallmark of the progress we've made from business as the engine of economic growth to private sector-led development.